A crowded English marketplace in the 1800s. Vendors barking prices, wet meat slapped onto wooden blocks, the smell of blood drifting with soot from a nearby chimney. Then, everything stops. The butcher's cleaver hangs in the air. A cart horse freezes, one hoof raised mid-step. Even the flies break their buzzing. A split second of unnatural quiet, because a man has stepped into the open square holding a rope, and his wife stands at the end of it. Not bound, not forced, just standing still, fingers curled tight against her skirt, as if loosening them would change her fate. No constable moves, no preacher speaks. The crowd tightens silently around them, faces blank, eyes locked, everyone waiting for the moment they've seen before. Tonight on Lost Past, we uncover the ritual England tried to smother, a place where marriages didn't fade quietly. They were sold in the open air. Chapter 1. A marriage with no exit. Before the rope, before the crowd, there was the trap. Victorian England built marriage like a cage with no hinges. It wasn't affection, it wasn't choice, it was control. The moment a woman married, the law dissolved her. Her name, absorbed. Her wages claimed. Her rights stripped down to nothing. Divorce existed only for the wealthy. For the poor, it was a rumor. Heard often, reached never. So when a home rotted from the inside, when slammed doors carried warning, when footsteps dragged with threat, when the quiet of a room felt like someone holding their breath behind a wall, the law offered nothing, but desperation offered one path, and it led straight to the marketplace. Chapter 2. The ritual invented in desperation. Wife selling wasn't a tradition, it was an invention. A pressure valve built by people with nowhere else to go. A woman who needed out. A man willing to take her. A husband ready to release the burden. All three met in one public ritual the community accepted. A sale, not whispered, not hidden. Performed in full view, with witnesses who couldn't deny what they saw. The rope wasn't restraint, it was announcement. She leaves my house. You all see it. This ends here. People crowded closer, the heat of bodies tightening the air. Coins shifted in hands. Murmurs snapped through the crowd, quick, clipped, waiting, and the twist modern viewers never expect. Most buyers weren't strangers. They were the man she ran to after dark, the one she trusted with her safety, the one she prayed would reach her before the wrong man stepped forward. To the poor, the sale wasn't cruelty. It was the only legal fiction they could build. A crude courtroom of dirt, rope, and witnesses. Chapter 3. The sale that shook a city Smithfield Market. 1832. A coal porter pushed through the crowd with his wife behind him, her hair unwashed, fingers digging into her sleeves to stop the trembling. The whispers rose instantly. Is he coming? Will she be taken? Then the crowd split. A man stepped forward, boots crusted with dried mud, eyes locked on hers. The man she'd been hiding with for weeks. The husband didn't hesitate. 1 shilling and a pint of ale. Metal clinked. The rope changed hands. The pint was lifted, emptied, wiped clean with the back of his hand. Then the husband turned and vanished into the crowd, leaving no glance behind, as if she had never shared his home, his meals, or his name. The wealthy called it depravity. The newspapers raged. But in the alleys and cramped tenements, people muttered, "She got out. That's what matters." Chapter 4. When the market turned hungry, but not every sale led to safety. Sheffield, 1851. A woman arrived with a swollen cheek and dried blood near her lip. Her husband, drunk, stumbling, dragged her forward, offering her for whatever coin he could scrape. She scanned the crowd, breath shaking, searching for the man who promised he'd come. He hadn't. Someone else moved instead. A factory foreman, recognized not by name, but by the jagged scar across his knuckles, rumored to have come from a worker's teeth when he struck him too hard. He flicked a coin up, caught it, and let it drop with a dull slap into the husband's hand. The rope tightened. A single broken sound escaped her, quickly drowned beneath cheering from men too far gone to notice the terror in her face. Some women were sold into freedom, some were sold into punishment, and the market didn't pause to question which. Chapter 5. A Life in the Gray Zone. Wife selling existed in a space without definition. A woman wasn't property, but she wasn't her own person. She lived in a limbo where her fate shifted with the grip of a rope. Leeds, 1823. A woman stood trembling as her husband barked, "Good worker, talks back, take her." A man near the front wiped ale from his beard. Another spat tobacco near her shoes. Someone laughed and asked if she could sew. She didn't lift her head. She didn't beg. She waited, because begging rarely changed anything. The rope jerked. She followed. And the marketplace, thick with sweat, spilled beer, and coal smoke, became the courtroom deciding her future. Chapter 6. The Day the Rope Lost Its Power. England began to change, not quietly but violently. Factories burned smoke into the night. Railways carved through towns that had never seen iron. Cities heaved with strangers chasing wages. Wife selling reached London not as gossip, but as evidence. In Worcester, a magistrate snapped when a husband claimed his wife's sale was binding. He had the man dragged into court, and the hearing pulled a bigger audience than the sale that started it. It forced Parliament to face what they'd ignored for decades. Pressure mounted, outrage sharpened, and in 1857, the break finally came. The Matrimonial Causes Act tore divorce away from Parliament and placed it into civil courts, where ordinary people could finally reach it. The rope lost its authority, the ritual sagged, and wife selling slipped into the shadows, lingering only in remote villages until the early 1900s. Chapter 7. What the Past Left Behind. Today, wife selling survives only in newspapers dried to the color of old bone, court files softened by mildew, and stories historians recount with a mix of caution and disbelief. They don't frame it as savagery, they frame it as survival, a brutal invention by people their own society abandoned. And it leaves a question darker than the ritual itself. When a system locks people in with no door, no mercy, what escape will they carve just to taste a different life? Because in 19th century England, freedom didn't come from justice. It came with a rope and a price. This is Lost Past. If you want to uncover the parts of history left buried on purpose, like, share, and subscribe. Because the past doesn't rot quietly, it waits just beneath the surface.